안녕하세요, 재림입니다. Hi everyone, welcome to Korean Dream, and this is Jay. Today, I'll introduce this connective ending 은대 or 는대. This 은대, 는대 ending comes from the transition word, the conjunctive adverb 그런데. 그런데 means but or however, and it's used between sentences. So sentence 1, 그런데 sentence 2. For example, 한국 음식은 매워요. 그런데 맛있어요. Korean food is spicy, but it's delicious. So these two separate sentences become one when you use 그런데 as a connective ending after an adjective or a verb. This week, I'll introduce more beginning level conjugation rules and its basic meaning. And next week, I'll introduce how you can use this as sentence ender and disagree or reject or show your surprise and such. Oh, and how to tell a story. And in the form, you'll see parentheses, and then 니은, 대. When you see parentheses, what it means is if the stem ends with a consonant on the bottom, you do need what's in the parentheses. So in this case, if the stem ends with a consonant on the bottom, like 좋다, to be good or nice, you do need and then put 니은 underneath, meaning making a new syllable, and then put 대 from 그런데. So 좋다, 그런데 together, 좋은데. When there is a consonant on the bottom, there is no space to put this 니은 underneath. So you're making a new syllable. That's why you need to make a new syllable, 은데, 좋은데. So for example, the weather is nice, but I can't go outside. In one sentence, you'll say 날씨가 좋은데 밖에 못 나가요. 날씨가 좋은데 밖에 못 나가요. If the stem ends with a vowel, because there's nothing on the bottom, you just put 니은 underneath. To be hungry, 배고프다. 배고프 ends with a vowel. There's no consonant on the bottom. So you'll put this 니은 underneath and you're done. 배고픈데. Let's say I am hungry, but there's no food at home. 배고픈데 집에 음식이 없어요. 배고픈데 집에 음식이 없어요. If the consonant on the bottom is 비읍, like to be spicy, the first example I gave you today, 맵다, 비읍 changes to 우 when it's followed by 이응, vowels. 이응 has no sound, so the vowel, right? Like 은대 or 어요, 아요. So instead of 매분대, it becomes 매우 plus 니은 underneath 대, 매운데. 한국 음식은 매운데 맛있어요. One thing to remember, the adjectives that has 있다 or 없다 inside, like 맛있다, to be delicious, or 재미있다, to be fun, they conjugate like verbs instead of adjectives because 있다, 없다 is a verb. When you're connecting 그런데 as a connective ending to the verb stem, instead of 은대, it's 는대. Korean food is delicious, but it's spicy. 맛있다, even if it's delicious adjective, it conjugates as verb, 는데. 한국 음식은 맛있는데 매워요.
진짜 미안한데 긴급하게 바디워시를 찾고 있는데 도통 찾을 수가 없어요. 진짜 미안한데 긴급하게 바디워시를 찾고 있는데 도통 찾을 수가 없어요.
비누가 있을 텐데.
뭐 도와줘?
나와. 쓰담쓰담 해주고 싶은데 손이 없어서. 쓰담쓰담 해주고 싶은데 손이 없어서.
Somebody says, let's go shopping tomorrow. 내일 쇼핑 가자. 내일 쇼핑 가요. And you want to say, tomorrow I don't have time, but how about Saturday? 내일은 시간이 없다 changes as verbs, so 없는데, 시간이 없는데, how about Saturday? 토요일은 어때요? So you can give an alternative using this 은데 or 는데. For verbs, it does not matter if the stem ends with a vowel or a consonant. You just put 는데. So it's easier than adjective. If you want to talk about the past, then 앗, 는데. So I ate, 먹었어요, right? The past is in this double short underneath. So you keep that past tense suffix and then change 어요 part to 는데. 먹었어요 becomes 먹었는데. I ate, but I'm hungry. 밥 먹었는데 배고파요. There is one conjugation that's irregular that applies for both adjectives and verbs when it ends with li을 underneath. So for example, to live, 살다, to know, 알다 for verbs. And for adjectives, for example, 멀다, to be far. And if you want to use 은데, 는데, these li을 underneath drops. So it omits, li을 disappears. And you treat it as if there is no li을 underneath. For verbs, 는데, right? 사는데, 아는데. For adjectives, now that there's no consonant on the bottom, you'll just put nin underneath. So, far, 먼데. Let me give you examples for each. I live in the United States now, but I want to live in Korea, for example. 저는 지금 미국에 사는데 한국에 살고 싶어요. Do you know that person? 저 사람 알아? I know, but not really close. 아는데 안 친해요. 아는데 안 친해요. Let's look at 멀다. You can give suggestion using this form. So the background, the context, the reason why you are giving this suggestion comes with 은데 and 는데. It's so far, why don't we take a cab? So you can say 먼데 택시 타요. Or to friends in non-polite way, 택시 타자. 먼데 택시 타자. For those of you who need more practice with conjugation, here we go. Let's look at adjectives. The ones that end with consonant, the ones that end with vowel. To be good, 좋다. To be bad, 나쁘다. It's good, but will be 좋은데. It's bad, but will be 나쁜데. To be small, 작다. To be big, 크다. 작은데. 크다 will be 큰데. And the ones that end with 비읍. 춥다, 덥다, 맵다. 비읍 changes to 우, so it becomes 추운데, 더운데, 매운데. For verb stem, 는데, 가다, 가는데, 먹다, 먹는데, 좋아하다, 좋아하는데. So it doesn't matter if the stem ends with a consonant or vowel for verbs. That's it for this week. Next week, I'll come back with more video clips and more advanced use of this 은데, which you probably heard a lot in Korean dramas and are dying to learn. So I'll see you next week. 감사합니다. 안녕.